You know, I really don't know what to make of The Mandalorian. I'm just going to be honest with y'all right now. Hey, everybody, I'm Don. Welcome to a very special standalone episode of Showcase for, I guess, what it's going to be this coming week, which is going to be the week ending Sunday, April 16, 2023. This is a one-off thing, basically, because the penultimate episode of The Mandalorian, which has been ha- causing a lot of interesting social media traffic recently, has provoked some rather interesting theories that behind the scenes, those of us here on Weekend Showcase, we've been talking about um, internally. And we have our community manager on TikTok, Alo, has basically, basically, he came to me with the idea to do this stream to try to talk about some theories about this final episode here and what that's going to mean for Mandalorian going forward, going into season 4, and obviously the rest of Star Wars as a whole. Um, I am not into Star Wars, full disclosure, personally. This is something that has been a little bit of a blind spot for me personally, just because I just don't have room to focus on the dense lore of that franchise, as well as everything else that I have to keep on top of. But basically, oh, hang on 1 second. So basically, this is just something that I guess is going to have to be what we're going to do right now, because Alo's still setting some stuff up on his end right now, technically. So what we're going to do right now is basically just go ahead and do some stuff in the closest thing that I have to Mandalorian, which is not remotely close. I'll be completely honest with y'all, but it's the best that I can do by myself right now, which is Destiny, Destiny 2. Hang on 1 second. Why is this doing that? I don't know why that's doing that. It's weird. Anyway, so yeah, I was just gonna go ahead and play a little bit of Destiny 2, basically, in the meantime, while we wait for ALO to get fully online here. It's still on the docket. It's just not something that I can do by myself, unfortunately, like I said, because I don't really watch that show. So I was just gonna go ahead and do some quick streaming for a hot minute and then see what can sort of come of that. So hopefully this won't take too terribly much longer. But those of you who are watching, thanks so much for tuning into Showcase in the middle of the week. We may as well call this Wednesday Showcase or weekday Showcase, I guess, at this point, because it's not really the sort of thing that we would ordinarily do. Obviously, most of our content is between Friday and Sunday, but apparently this is a big enough deal to justify going ahead and doing a standalone thing here. So loading into something right now. I think this is the seasonal activity. I didn't even really pay attention to what it was. Oh, I guess we have someone in here right now. It looks like AJ has joined me in this room here. I'm not entirely sure. He doesn't have his camera on. Let me go ahead and turn this game volume down a little bit. 1 second here. AJ, can you hear me? AJ?
My hunters are tracking the orbital path of the Shadow Legion prison ship.
Okay, I think he's still in the process of joining. We'll go
the
ahead and keep an eye and an ear on that.
This ascent is yours alone.
Yeah, AJ, send me a text when you get your situation fully set up there. I did not expect him in here. I'm just going to be completely honest.
It pains me to remember, Amanda.
But anyway, we're still waiting for
I'll give much
Halo to
to
get
tear
in.
the Shadow Legion fleet from the sky.
Yeah.
I sympathize.
Yeah, AJ just sent me a private text. I didn't realize you guys were live. Yeah, this is yeah, it was a bit of an impromptu thing, like I was saying. Basically, I guess he didn't catch the messages, possibly, but it's okay. Yeah, we're trying to set up to do a standalone thing regarding Mandalorian spoilers, basically, or theories, I guess, basically, which is something that I would love to be able to do myself, but I haven't been watching that show and can't really talk about it myself. But whatever, it is what it is. And I didn't do that jump quite right, so that's ouch. That's a little bit of ouch, but whatever. It's all good. One moment. So here we go. Let's try and orient myself here a little bit. Oh, no, maybe around this way. on. Here we are. Fine, I got randomly messed into here. We're still waiting for Alo to get into the room so we can finally talk about some Mandalorian here. That is still the main reason why we have this thing set up here. Whoa, good grief. I don't think so. Yeah, there you go. You got that revive. All right. Come on. All right, here we go. A little bit of glaive action for you. Come on, come on. There we go. Oops. Okay, here we go. I guess we're going this way. Oh, there we go. We did miss a spot. All right. Oh, okay. Take that. Always good to see those seasonal challenges pop off. I'll be honest, I haven't really been able to do very much this season in Destiny, at least as far as keeping pace with, I guess, what the seasonal content has been in terms of the little weekly releases, little weekly quests and such. Price of having a day job, I suppose. Ugh. There we go. Let's keep the deaths to a minimum, people. Boom. And let's throw this consecrated essence over there. Thank you very much. Pleasure doing business with you. See you in Destiny 3. Just kidding. Ha ha ha. All right. Okay. Oh, wow. There's a lot of stuff happening over there. There we go. Okay, I just got a note from AJ that he's on limited time tonight and he won't be able to join us, unfortunately. So, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. Let's see. Darn it! Come on. I actually didn't know AJ used to watch Mandalorian, or I guess that he's actually pretty current. At least he's undoubtedly more current than I am. Which is cool. One thing I will say, since apparently I have the floor to myself right now, the announcements that came out earlier today about the rebranding of the HBO Max platform to just simply Max, that really threw me for a loop. I'll just be honest, because this is like, file that under cartoonishly unnecessary and dumb. Like, I don't know why, I think Zaslav is his name, David Zaslav, the guy in charge at Warner Brothers Discovery right now. I don't know why he chose to spearhead this rebrand. It just wasn't necessary. No one was asking for it. Like, even the color palette is different. Apparently, the new branding is going to have the color blue associated with it instead of purple, which, okay. I mean, why? I don't know. I mean, nobody really cares about the branding that you use, behind your streaming platform. What matters is the content that you have constantly running through a revolving door, man. That's what people are paying you for every month. If you're going to go ahead and do this complicated rebrand with a supposedly bigger content catalog since the Discovery merger, I mean, shouldn't you be focusing on the content that you're going to be leasing out to people through the subscription platform itself, and not just putting out a bunch of promotional materials sort of talking about all the new content that you got coming down the pipeline. Like, yeah, you have all these crazy originals. Yeah, you've got the Harry Potter series that, again, nobody asked for. But it's like, what are we doing in terms of Max? Like, why is this something that people should really sort of take seriously? I don't know. I saw all of the materials, the little promo materials that they came out with announcing the Max platform earlier today, which I think is going to kick off formally in like May, I think. But I still don't know why. Like, I can't imagine why somebody who's not already an HBO Max subscriber in one form or another, either a standalone subscription or as part of like a pre-existing cable package, which by the way is seeming more and more redundant over time. I can't. I'm still left wondering why someone would actually invest in Max as part of their normal content consumption rotation anymore. I really honestly don't. Maybe that's just me, but it's hard for me to sort of really take that platform very seriously anymore. They've canceled too many shows. They've hidden away and removed way too many good classic movies and TV shows from their platform that they really didn't need to. And it's like we, the audience, are just constantly paying the price. Supposedly they're doing all of this under the auspices of like the distribution rights, not distribution rights, excuse me, the streaming rights to these things, and like figuring out how to cut costs and all that sort of stuff. But I mean, come on, are you interested in like maintaining your subscriber base and maybe winning over new ones or not? I really don't understand that. I really, truly, honestly don't. But whatever. This particular Battleground strike is on regular difficulty, I should mention, basically, because there wasn't enough time to set up proper matchmaking to try to bring some other people in here for some higher difficulty strikes, unfortunately. Or higher difficulty content, I should say. I just had to sort of do the best I could to set this up. All right, you know what? Let's use a super move here. Get back, mother lover. You don't know me like that. Paraphrase ludicrous right there. Whoa, easy, 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 easy. Ah, crap. Up against the wall. There we go. Okay. Okay. All right. One moment. Apologies. I got to go ahead and set one thing up really quickly off camera.
You provided us with an unexpected boon. Schematics of the prison ship. We now have the exact location of the prisoners.
The Shadow Legion are betrayed by their war machines. Without them, they are nothing.
I don't know about that. I've fought Cabal hand to hand before. Definitely wasn't nothing.
Let's go. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, darn it. All right. So, those of you who are watching along right now on one of our various streaming platforms, first of all, once again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I just got a brief note that was passed to me by Alo, and he says he just arrived at his home studio. He's putting finishing touches on his setup right now. I guess he must have gotten delayed on the way back home. Not sure like of the exact logistical explanation behind that, but fair enough. Decent timing, I might add, since this is basically the last section of this particular seasonal activity. I'm just playing Destiny 2 solo right now while I wait for Alo to get in, and we can get started with talking Mandalorian, which, friendly reminder, is still on the docket for tonight. So rest assured, we got y'all covered. I'm not even really trying to do anything sort of really tactical at this point in this game. Like, I'm just trying to like get a bunch of bad guys eliminated as quickly and efficiently as I can. I would normally play like this sort of stuff much more carefully than this, but you know, whatever. This isn't a serious Destiny stream anyway, obviously, so whatever. Whoa! That thing just flew right over my head. There's that immunity bubble. All right. Ah, we have someone in the room with us right now. Hey, Alo, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Awesome, I can hear you now. Okay.
Do you hear any echo on my end?
I don't hear echo. Let me see. Hold on one second.
Well, it really matters.
Here it is. There we go. Okay, mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
There we go. Yeah, it sounds good on my end. I don't know.
Right,
but
yeah.
anyway, good to have you. Thanks for joining me tonight. I guess you have to be able to share your screen. I know you were going to do a bunch of stuff involving. I know you were still working on a bunch of Photoshop projects, and you were going to do some real-time Twitter stuff as well.
Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm ready.
Okay.
Give me the reins.
Yeah. Do you know how to share screen on your end?
Oh
crap!
And
I just died. Oh well, whatever. There it is. Okay, I got you now. All right. So in that case, I'm going to go ahead and finish this strike and pass the baton off formally to Alonzo for Mandalorian spoiler talk. Finally. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in to Weekend Showcase right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and Kick at Weekend Showcase. And thanks for liking and subscribing and following. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and throw this over to Alo and take it away.
Okay. Let's see. How do I see how many people are watching? Can I see that? Where is that? Do you want to be here? Like, do you want to like chat with me? Like, you can if you want. You can just watch my screen at the same time. Because Don produced this for those watching. I don't even know who's watching.
Yeah, I can, but it's like I wouldn't really. I just got done telling the audience at home, like I don't really know very much about Star Wars in general. I've almost completely tuned out of the franchise after Episode 9 came out back in 2019. So like I wouldn't be very productive in that kind of conversation. That's why I was filling time with Destiny this whole time while you got back.
No, you're good. You're fine. I just want to see how many people are watching.
I mean, we got a couple on here. It looks like I can see on the back end right now, but again, this is the middle of the week.
Am I not able to see it?
On my end, yeah, we have a total of 3 on YouTube right now. I don't know what keeps disabling your little on-screen avatar thing on the right side of the screen. I don't know what keeps doing that.
Well, I want to be able to see it and interact with them so I can talk to them.
Well, I mean, you can like comment on the thing. Why is this doing that? I don't know. What are you doing that, man?
Not doing anything.
I don't know why. Something keeps like turning your little avatar screen off. I don't know what that is. That's very strange.
Oh.
Well,
so if I go to Weekend Showcase.
Oh, I know what it is. Hang on. Whoop. No. Sorry. I
guess I should just.
All right, we got it fixed. Yeah, that was my fault. I forgot to put the stupid clip on a loop. So, all right. Whatever. Anyway.
Well, I want to be able to see the live feed in order to interact with the live audience.
So there are a couple of ways to do that. You can either just basically comment directly, on your end with the actual YouTube link for the show, or if you were to like, all right, we could do a chat overlay here and do that way.
Oh, you know what? I guess that works. Is there a follower?
We don't have we're not. we're not going to get very much. I'm not sure we're going to get very much live activity on a Wednesday for a show called Weekend Showcase, but we can give it a shot.
No, I don't think nobody's gonna care.
I mean,
Nobody's
I know.
gonna
I'm just saying.
Huh.
But anyway,
Okay. Well, the
it's really
penultimate,
that
right?
Twitter feed is really
Penultimate.
hard to see. It's really kind of small in that little upper left corner of the screen there.
No, you're good. You're fine. No, it's
Yeah,
not.
but the people at home won't really be able to. We might need a microfiche reader to be able to read what
No,
you're
it's fine.
seeing.
It's fine.
Okay.
People do it like this all the time.
Okay.
So I have a third screen here. I'm trying to see if I can find like a live feed. I just don't like. I can't really do much if I'm not interacting with people. You on TikTok too?
I don't know how the show's TikTok page doesn't have 1,000 followers yet.
Oh, right.
So that would be great, but we're not there yet. By the way, those of you at home, thanks so much for liking and following us on TikTok at Weekend Showcase.
Can you
Every
can
little
you
bit
send a
helps.
message like
Hmm?
through like you wait here? Maybe I'll send a message. I'll see if I can get it through because I'm curious to see how it works.
Oh, I guess you're gonna post something.
There we go. Test.
Yep.
Okay. So that's how it works.
Yep.
But there's no follower count, unfortunately. Oh well.
So why don't we sort of reorient ourselves on what the people came here to actually see? And
Oh right.
I'll go ahead and try and make a note of the timestamp here, so we know
How
when
many
to
people
sort of
are
like tell
watching?
people that it started during.
How many people are watching?
Yep.
Oh, there's only 2 people watching. Okay, bet 2 people. All right, we're gonna entertain the living hell out of these 2 people because I'm guessing you've watched The Mandalorian penultimate last night if you're watching. But God, dude, I have so many criticisms about this season, dude. This season sucks. I'm not gonna lie. I think the season's trash, low key, honestly. But the last episode, the one that came out like today, is actually like not that bad. And but there's a few things in it that I kind of hate. Okay, so for starters, right? IG-11. So in the first episode of season 3, right, everyone was like, "Oh, we're gonna resurrect IG-11," and they were hinting at it because in the last couple seasons, the Din Djarin goes through like Ugnaughts and a bunch of other like creatures and aliens that are like way smarter and like are known for like their technical engineering, but never once do we bring back the actual IG-11. So like this dumbass meme. This meme is just making
Language.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. But yeah. But like they
Yeah.
made IG-11 into like a mech droid for Grogu, and it's kind of I don't nobody's really into it, but this here now this is cool. So you got the Praetorian Guards back from the 8th film. What is it? Praetorian Guards. Honestly, kind of sucked too. I'm not gonna lie. Like these guys were just rip off Royal Guards. Not those Royal Guards. These Royal Guards. Yeah, so you could really start to see like so this came out in like the 80s. The Royal Guards, they were cool. Honestly, this is probably like the best version of them because at one point we even had the blue one, the blue prequel one.
Ooh. Alo, stop everything! Stop everything! I just
Huh.
got something on the information pipeline.
Huh.
Jamie Foxx's daughter, Corinne Fox, just posted a thing on IG 20 minutes ago. A statement. Jamie Foxx has just experienced a medical complication. What's being called a medical complication? literally yesterday. Here's the statement. It's from the Fox family. This is from at Corinne Fox. This is her daughter on Instagram. From the Fox family, we wanted to share that my father, Jamie Fox, experienced a medical complication yesterday. Luckily, due to quick action and great care, he is already on his way to recovery. We know how beloved he is and appreciate your prayers. The family asks for privacy during this time. Much love, the Fox family. That's gonna be getting some get well soon momentum, undoubtedly, well over the next goodness, however long that's going to be. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to I know that derails a little bit of the conversational momentum here. We're talking about Star Wars. I know it's just that's just when I saw that on my screen, it's like, oh, please don't tell me this is a eulogy. Please don't tell me that something horrible happened. That's like of a permanent nature,
Yeah, I don't think I know what's talking about.
Yeah.
Jamie.
Sorry, yeah. Apologies for the interruption, Alo. Hopefully, we obviously wish a speedy recovery to Mr. Fox. Back over to Mandalorian talk. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. But these guys, you can really see their evolution. Actually, I don't like these blue guys. Although these blue guys are, hold on, they're kind of intricate. Okay, so the cool thing about these new Praetorian guards, right, are that so these are the original ones, right? Well, mainly this one. They really take more inspiration from these guys because of the electro staff thing. So this is the one from Last Jedi. And then these are the new guys. Hey, look. So what's crazy, right, is if you kind of look at it, he's kind of like a blend of like all of them, right? He kind of has like the Coruscant Guard, like Mandalorian visor here, right? It's more of like a normal helmet here from like the one. Last time we saw them in the Last Jedi, except these arm designs are disgusting, dude. Look how terrible that is.
I got to be honest with you, man. Those look like background extras like background dancers in a Doja Cat video.
I mean, I guess it's mainly just the arms. It's mainly just the arms for me.
Or maybe Lady Gaga.
Maybe. I mean, maybe. I don't want to look it up because you're gonna.
Yeah, we don't want to get like a content flag or something like that, because the algorithm doesn't really much care about context, it seems. But okay.
Look, these guys look pretty cool. They look way better in their early. Okay, so here this is after episode 6. So this is like future. I mean, not future. This is like, well, I mean, technically, from a perspective, it's the future. It's right after episode 6, and then this is during the New Order in our sequel trilogy. But this is from. There we go. So let's look it up. Praetorian Guard scene. We'll get the images. I won't play the scene, obviously, but like it's this scene. There we go. Boom. Do you remember this scene?
This is from episode 8?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I vaguely remember it, yeah.
Do you remember it? Yeah. Maybe if we look up.
I'll be honest, I gotta rewatch the prequel trilogies and
Look at GIF. Yeah. There you go.
The prequel, I'm sorry, the sequel trilogy. Goodness, why did I say prequel trilogy? Oh yeah, because the prequel trilogy was kind of better than the sequel trilogy, which is kind of saying something. Anyway.
What's crazy is the like I know the choreography is like not great. Like people have done like slow-mos like pointing out like the clear like dance choreography. I could see it in some scenes, and then I think it's flawless in some other scenes. But in the end of the day, I'm just still kind of pissed off, man. I'm like, dude, these arms look goofy. This scene's cool too. Like it connects, and then he's like bringing her towards him, and then like grabs her by the neck, and it's like a perfect like action pose. Like it's cool. It's great. But I hate the arms, dude, and I hate the mask. I especially hate the mask. And some of them look terrible. Like this one over here. This one over here has like this top thing, like this top samurai shelf thing. See that?
Okay.
What is that?
A shelf.
Exactly. It's good. It like sometimes like I know it's Star Wars, and sometimes things don't need to make sense, but like sometimes there's like a fine line. You know what I mean?
It's
And
say that
some
last part again.
there's like a fine line between that. To be honest.
Okay. I mean, I'll take your word for it. I'm famously not into Star Wars very much, so it's like, yeah,
Yeah, I know.
everything's kind of a grain of salt from my vantage point, basically.
There's also what's it, Rogue One, Stormtrooper driver. There's a helmet in recent lore. Boom, this one. This one's pretty cool, and it's pretty cool because it has like this geometry here. It kind of like extrudes out, and it's kind of what's going here. It kind of looks very Roman in a way. It kind of looks like, you know what it looks like?
What?
Looks like the Magneto helmet.
I could see that actually, just without a cutout for the face.
Yeah, no, it looks just like the Magneto helmet.
Hmm.
Yeah, look at that. That's crazy. Oh, you can see it prominently here because this is where like the Roman eyes kind of like start, and they have that very like clear head. I
So
also
what are
really
we? So what are we saying from this? The prop master just raided Michael Fassbender's closet and just like, ooh, this looks useful.
I think well for starters, I could see the inspiration, right? We can see it from all different avenues. And I think the prop master, I don't even think it would be the prop master, it would be the design team. They did a great job. I because this is because what pains me is that uh in the Star Wars like community, we technically never get to see these guys do anything. And it's kind of sad, right? Because in my opinion, they're some of the coolest looking ones, right? And we've only theorized like what it would look like. Like maybe it would look very dance esque, like kind of like a rose blossoming, right? Because they're wearing all these robes, but underneath their robes, they're wearing like, this heavily like designed. It's very Deadpool looking armor, and this is only like in the expanded lore, so it's not anything Disney. What's crazy is in a lot of the figures like coming out or that have always came out, it also shows the royal guards wearing this really unique armor that looks kind of strangely different to what Star Wars is usually into. You can technically see it here in the legs where it looks more like Marvel armor compared to Star Wars gear being sometimes like jumpsuits and sometimes raggedy, kind of like pilot gear in a way. Sorry, that's a helicopter above me.
Mhm.
But
Hopefully
yeah.
nobody's in a police pursuit or anything like that nearby, or
Oh,
something
look,
crazy.
you can see it really good here. You see that? It looks like a Marvel suit in a way. It doesn't look like a Star Wars suit. It looks like a Marvel suit. But anyways,
I mean, all these Disney productions kind of blur together in certain senses. You know what I mean?
yeah. But this is the past. This is like 1990 design, like figures. Like this design here for the Royal Guards has been consistent since it was kind of made. Because look, boom! I'm glad we saw that. This is what's really underneath them in the films. Is it looks like Jedi robes in a way. You know what I mean? Like this is interesting. And you want to know something else? Is I think in the first Battlefront game from 2015, we even get them, and they're wearing the robes. Look at their arms sticking out, and they got the robes.
It looks
But
like he's rocking one of those flamethrowers from Elon Musk's Boring Company.
mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm. Here they are again. Anyways, the point is, seeing these guys do some Bruce Lee kung fu shenanigans in live action would have been rad. But we never got that. We just never did. Instead, we got these guys. These guys sucked. I mean, they were pretty, right? I mean, it looks pretty, but like the armor was goofy. What is a Praetorian guard? You feel me? Like, what happened to the royal guards? Like, these guys were cool, but now because like, I mean, these guys always had backlash. It isn't just my strong opinion, by the way. Like, because look at how inconsistent some of their helmets are, and they look wacky, and they also just didn't really sell well. They also just look like crabs in a way. You can see it best here. Like they just, yeah, there's some cool variants, but I mean, they weren't anything special like the Royal Guards. So now that they got the chance to remake them, and they look like executioners. Like this is cool. You know what I mean? Like this looks great, and they all have like these Magna Guard. There you go. Star Wars.
Is there any chance we can find some user feedback on this stuff circulating on Twitter right now?
Yeah. So this image. Yeah, people love this. People love it.
Maybe you need to like turn up the magnification on your browser so we can see some of those comments a little bit more clearly. I can't magnify it on my end.
Can you see them?
That's a little better, yeah.
So yeah, people love the helmets. I also love them, man. Let's pull them up real quick. Hold on. I want to get okay. So here's the image. Slap it on here on the side. Boop. Yeah, so people love the helmet. I also see it's like Spartan inspired. I agree with that. It's like very Spartan inspired. They look so. I mean, this image kind of sucks, but I mean, it's fine. We'll probably run into some 4K images, just like along the way. But yeah, these guys are pretty cool. I think. What is that? They have Stormtrooper. Oh, you know what they look like? Here, you know what? Star Wars Red Storm. I don't remember them. Oh, here they are. I'm so glad they came up first. These guys were introduced in Rise of Skywalker, but the difference with their armor is that it has this like texture. It has this texture to it. You see that texture? It looks gross. Kind of looks. It kind of feels like it'll feel good, like if you rub your hand over it. You know what I mean?
I suppose, yeah. It almost looks like a super slimmed down version of like if the characters from Gears of War went through a Slim Fast program, or
I think it's this that makes you feel that way.
Yeah.
This area right here. Because I feel you. But if I look at just this torso, I can see Gears of War.
Yeah. And the chest area.
It's yeah, well yes. Correct. But it's not, so it can't be an evolution of that, because this comes after these guards. But yeah, no, it looks very Stormtrooper-esque. Hold on, let's look up sequel trilogy. So this looks more, yeah, so you see that chest looks more like that.
But I don't understand why this character isn't is trying to make up his mind between being a regular stormtrooper and, like you said, being a samurai. Like, where does this shoulder plate come from? See what's happening on that? What's go back up? What's happening on his right shoulder there?
This right here. So this is these things signify like general ranking in Star Wars. So
Okay.
This is your commander. This is the guy you follow in battle. When you see that thing on his shoulder.
Okay.
So this red one means like commander. He's like, this is the highest one. And sometimes you'll get like a white one, and white one is like the one below that. And then sometimes you'll get like a black one. Maybe we'll run into it. And that black one is right under white. So it goes red, white, black.
Almost sounds like belts in a martial art, like Taekwondo or something, or karate.
Exactly. It's just to easily identify like ranking.
Mhm.
But this right here, I think that's the connection. And you might be like, okay, but why are we connecting Praetorian guards to stormtroopers? But it's because like when like these Praetorian guards show up in the penultimate episode that happens today, but this is like it's like 30 years in the past from Star Wars: The Force Awakens. So everything that's happening in Mando, which by the way was confirmed this week in Star Wars Celebration by Dave Filoni, that Mando and Book of Boba Fett and all the live action Star Wars stuff is going to culminate to one big live action film. Okay, so I guess it's news to you. So for anyone who's watching that, the Mandoverse is going to end with a movie. Let's see if we could find like a Dave Filoni quote. And for those people who don't know what Heir to the Empire is,
It's about to be like Star Wars Avengers. It's
well, yeah, I mean,
the Marvel Studios playbook.
It kind of already is, but
yeah.
So in like 1990 or maybe 1989 or something, this book came out, right? It's called Heir to the Empire. Okay. It was badass. This book fucks.
Okay. All right.
It's incredible.
All right.
And
let's try not to get thrown off.
And it introduced this character. This character called Thrawn. You know who Thrawn is?
No, I don't.
Okay, Thrawn is like, this is like the next Vader. This is like the Mandoverse Vader. And he's okay, so Death Star blows up, right? Episode 6 happens. Luke sees like his child slaughtering dad ghost, and he smiles at him or something. And Billy D. Williams gets drunk with Han, blah, blah, blah. Everyone has a great time, right? And then Mando season 1 happens next. Did you finish season 1? Do you know like the base story at least?
If it doesn't involve the 9 movies directly, I probably don't know it. Let's put it that way.
Okay. So the Mandalorian has his little story with Grogu, the baby Yoda. And the whole premise, right, the whole thing of their thing is that Mando has to find a Jedi to give baby Yoda back to his people. All right. And he does that. And he meets Luke. And he befriends a lot of the characters from like Clone Wars and stuff. And he goes off and he does his own thing, right? He goes and he has his own journey. So Thrawn, right, this guy right here, this guy is the leader of what makes up the remnants of the Empire ever since Vader, died. Like it, compare any major dictatorship falling to Star Wars Episode 6. Like when Vader and Emperor died, that was a big deal, right? It's like dictatorship falling down.
So cut off 2 heads, 1 more takes its place.
Yeah, exactly, right?
It's the reverse of what normally is said there, but okay.
Exactly, kind of. But so let's see if we can find an image while we're scrolling. So Thrawn, so the episode opens up with this like shadow council, and it's pretty crazy because it's just it's basically just like a bunch of people in like an underground room, and they're all like talking to each other. But what's crazy is everyone in like the secret meeting. Let's see if we can look up Shadow Council. Everyone in the meeting is like a hologram because everyone's too afraid to be in the same room with each other, because these guys make up the Empire after Episode 6. So Vader is dead, the Emperor is dead. You're probably wondering like, all right, so like what happens next, right? Blah blah blah. This is the Empire. These what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9. So these 9 people make up the Empire, plus Thrawn, who's not here at the moment. That's 10. So the entire Empire is made up of 10 like military faction tacticians, and one of them is so one of the people in the meeting is Donald Gleason, Donald Gleason's father, who is portrayed by his younger brother. So this is Adamish Hux from Episode 7, and this is his father, Brendel Hux, from today's episode. And it's played by his younger brother. but it's supposed to be his dad. Isn't that
Okay.
cool? Isn't
That
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 really?
just that just made my head hurt. That just made my head hurt a little bit, but okay.
That's so
Oh.
sick, though, isn't it?
It does give me hope to know that it's possible to do this kind of behind the scenes casting trickery to like do something a little bit more productive, like say, dare I suggest, like bringing in one of the Walker brothers as Brian O'Connor.
Yeah. Yes. Sure. Right. But it's kind of cool because I know you can't identify it because you haven't just seen it, but like Brendel Hux, the father, has all the quirks that this guy created. So this guy was the foundation, and now we got Brendel Hux. But it's ironic because this is the father. He's the foundation, and this is just his maniacal son. But it's really cool because if you remember the original 7, 8, and 9 films, there was a big conspiracy about cloning. Like they were cloning not the Emperor, Snoke, the big ugly gross guy.
Okay.
Do you
Yeah,
remember that? Do you remember that?
I do. I do.
Oh, yeah. So they were able to create him. He was never a real person. Like Snoke was always an artificial cloned creation. And in today's episode, the whole reason why they have this Shadow Council meeting is because when they were talking to Brendel Hux, uh, Giancarlo Esposito's character, oh, excuse me, I was just coughing. Giancarlo Esposito character tells him if he's still working on Project Necromancy, which is 100% what everyone's theorizing to be the resurrection of the first Snoke from The Force Awakens.
Right.
And that's really exciting because the cloning part also explains the return of the Emperor
In episode 9.
which is the ultimate goal for these people in the Shadow Council to resurrect their leader.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that cool?
So it seems like it seems like under Filoni's tenure, all of these little behind the scenes narrative and production quality machinations are being done to, more than anything else, sort of retroactively fix the sequel trilogy instead of really, and more, a little more than forging its own identity in the future, like towards the future past the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, I mean, you could kind of think about it like any way you want. But
But is
like,
that
I
a
mean,
good thing for the franchise, and does that respect the fan base enough?
yeah, it respects the fan base because you kind of can't do anything about it, right? You're just you're kind of told point A and point Z, and you just got to fill in everything else. And honestly, I'm happy they're doing it because Filoni and I mean, not even John Favreau. It's pretty much just Filoni and George Lucas did that with Clone Wars, right? 2 movies, dude. Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. And they did a whole TV show. Like 7 seasons between those. Isn't that crazy?
Yes, but we're not talking about the TV show here. We're talking about the movies and their actual impact on the fan base, particularly the sequel trilogy, which said fan base has gone out of its way to try to distance itself from, especially episode 8, especially the one that was under Rian Johnson's watch. And now here we have all this content that's in the process of coming out to sort of retroactively clean up inconsistencies and plot holes after the fact when people are kind of done. Aren't people kind of done with those things as isolated points in time? Like, what about these new announcements that just came out in Star Wars Celebration? Like, aren't people sort of like supposedly more focused on that than continuing to be reminded of the past with things that are purporting themselves to be new?
No, you're missing the point. We're leading up to Heir to the Empire. This is what
Right,
everyone
a new
wants.
thing.
Yeah, but what's crazy is this series, like Heir to the Empire is book 1, right? Technically it's going to be movie 1 or story 1. However they introduce it, whether Ahsoka. Oh wait, look, did you see the Ahsoka trailer?
I did see that.
Okay. People are theorizing that the Ahsoka show is just Heir to the Empire, which means Mando season 4 should be Dark Force Rising, which means the final recap film by Dave Filoni should be The Last Command. the Thrawn trilogy. So that's what we're thinking it is. But legally, because these are non-canon, when they interview them, they give these really dodgy responses because legally they can't say, yes, we are remaking Heir to the Empire, Dark Force Rising, and The Last Commands as these three things, but we can't call them that. So we're just going to hope you get it, and we're just going to call them what they we're kind of legally supposed to call them: Ahsoka, Mando,
So,
4
sort of like how,
film.
sort of like how Ragnarok, Infinity War, and Endgame, Hulk's arc in the course of those three films were like its own. Were supposed to be its own Hulk film, but Universal was having such a stranglehold on the film rights to that character. Let's just use him in these other things and sort of string out what was going to be one shot over the course of three films instead.
Sure. Yeah. Bingo. Right. Like exactly. I'm gonna put a.
It's another Marvel Studios playbook, though.
I don't agree with that, but
You just did, though.
it's
You literally just told me it's exactly like that.
but in a different way, because Heir to the Empire already exists. That story already exists. That story with its like blueprints and its story points has been a thing since before MCU practically did it through film. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Because
I feel like I need more references. I feel like I need more non-Star Wars reference material that's cued to this specific point that you're trying to make, but it's not coming to me offhand right now. Anybody watching this, like, if you feel like putting a post in the comments section to like jog your memory about this, feel free. Go ahead, Alo. Sorry.
I guess it is like Marvel in a way, because it's not Age of Ultron the comic; it's just Age of Ultron by title. But
yes, yeah.
But it's not.
They didn't even introduce Ant-Man until after that movie.
Not even. It doesn't even try to be Age of Ultron. It just takes the title. Whereas we are hoping that the Heir to the Empire is like like they could do whatever they want between the middle, but we hope it starts the way Heir to the Empire did and it ends the way it does, because that in itself is a really interesting journey. So look, I look up Heir to the Empire. Somebody already photoshopped Mando into it because we know it's going to lead to that. But anyways,
what do you? Go ahead.
So the point of I'm going to recap this really quick. The point of Heir to the Empire is exactly like what I just told you a little bit ago. So after Episode 6, Luke trains Leia to be a Jedi, and Luke falls in love with a dark Jedi who is a Jedi who just kind of uses her powers for like maniacal things, and she doesn't practice the ideology of a Jedi. She doesn't go through like all the monkism, like the monk theory, like ideologies. She just kind of has the powers and she's naive with it. And there's another Jedi who's like kind of like Obi-Wan, but an evil version of Obi-Wan, and he works for Thrawn because Thrawn has like this pet. So Thrawn lives like a Bond villain. Thrawn is literally a James Bond villain, all right? But in Star Wars.
No, Mr. Solo, I expect you to die. Like,
and Thrawn has like this alien cat, and it's from the unknown.
Oh my god, he's actually Goldfinger.
He's from the unknown regions of the galaxy. You hear that a lot in Star Wars, but it probably doesn't mean anything to you. But that's just the expanded regions, and that's where all the non-canon stuff is in the far ends of the galaxy. So this creature here, this creature in the books protects Thrawn from all things of the Force. Like, they can't mind trick him, they can't force push him. There's a really famous shot of Thrawn, if I could find it. There's this really famous shot of Thrawn meeting that dark Jedi who has like the lightning that the Emperor has, and the cat is around his shoulders, or the creature, and he's shooting lightning, and it just deflects him. And that's the point of the story, is that Thrawn is the greatest military tactician that the Empire has ever had, and he works with such little words, and he's a really resourceful man. He's a really suave man. He's literally a Bond villain. Like he's literally he's the man with the golden gun from like the Roger Moore film from back in the day. He's like crazy assassin military tactician dude. And when he finds like the Dark Jedi for the first time, and he's like, oh, so he's also an anthropologist. So he goes around he goes around like planets and he observes their people because he believes that every species that's capable of war has their own best tacticians in war, and he's learned every like military strategy from like these crazy civilizations. So he's like the dude. You know what I mean? Like if you ever wanted to be bro, like it's Thrawn. Like Thrawn is the
He sounds
bro.
more like Thanos to me.
Yeah, well, he's just a really smart guy.
Or no. Sorry, Dark Side. The way that he was portrayed in the Snyder Cut, basically.
Yeah, he's a really smart guy, and he meets this dude, and he goes like, "Hey, I need you to help me find more Force users like yourself." And this guy goes, "All right, well, what if I don't want to?" Right? And then Thrawn is like, "Oh, but you will because I can make you because you can't hurt me." And then that's when they have this interaction. You know what I mean? And that's when he realizes like, "Oh, okay, this guy's different." You know what I mean? Like this guy's onto something. And that's when Thrawn uses him to find Luke Skywalker. And that's the plot of Heir to the Empire. It's a really simple plot. So when you watched the Ahsoka trailer, I'm not gonna play it, but I'm gonna just
I'm not sure we can do that.
Ahsoka. What if I do it without sound? Can we do that?
I don't know. Disney is kind of, about that life. Just can you do like screen grabs? Like Google up some like screen grabs and maybe that'll pass. I don't know. I'm keeping an eye on the YouTube feed.
Oh, all right. So this guy. So you saw this guy. You see this guy on in the trailer, right? And everyone's like,
Sean Connery already passed away.
It's not Sean Connery. Who's that?
I
don't even know who his name is. But
It looks like him though.
it looks like him. Yeah. So everyone. So here's one of those parallels I was talking to you about, my friend. So there's this dude, right? The Dark Jedi who I was just telling you about, who Thrawn finds and Thrawn uses as like a pet in a way, like a military like juggernaut. His name is Joris Kaboth. And this guy is a badass. And this guy, we don't know who this guy's name is, but he's so prominent in the Ahsoka trailer when they mention Heir to the Empire that we think this guy is just an adaptation of Joris Kaboth. And what's really cool about this is that in that same trailer, here it is, we see his apprentice, who is the parallel of Mara Jade, who is the one who I told you falls in love with Luke Skywalker. So there's some really good parallels in this. Here's my problem though. I don't watch Rebels. And Ahsoka is kind of meshing Rebels with Heir to the Empire. And
Maybe it's a parallel story then.
Well, it's probably woven between them, right? Like it's probably like cut between, balanced. Because look, Thrawn is in Rebels as well, and everything that Thrawn was doing in Rebels was brand new, by the way. Like everything he did was not like anything in Heir to the Empire, which good, right? Because they're saving it for everything we're doing it now. But it didn't make sense back in the day. We even got a little taste of Thrawn. Here it is, at the back of his head. But God, I hope the balance between Heir to the Empire and Rebels. I know it's going to be more on Rebel. I just know it is, right? Like it practically has to be. But I hope they tell Heir to the Empire pretty well, because everything, like they're just replacing Luke Skywalker with Ahsoka for Heir to the Empire, which isn't bad. I'm I would like Luke to be put into it again, because the reason why they want Luke is because they know that Luke was the one. They think that Luke was the one who kills the Emperor. But nobody except Luke knows that that's not true. Because
So
Luke is the only one in the room when that happened.
right. We just hit the 1 hour mark exactly for this particular stream, so we do have to start winding things down. Do you have any closing thoughts on this before we shut down?
May or may not do it with the finale next week. Thrawn teaser, maybe.
Hmm.
Who knows? Oh yeah, we got new stormtroopers too, and they look like Mandalorians. Isn't that crazy? Today's episode, we
Those
didn't even.
barely even register to me as stormtroopers. Maybe if we see them pick up a weapon and fail to hit the broadside of a barn, that'll register with me a little bit better.
Yeah, perhaps. A lot of good stuff with Mando. Let's see what else we got. People are
Well,
really
while
liking
you
it.
look for that, we do have to shut this down. So, thanks everybody for tuning in to this little brief spoiler cast and prediction cast, if you want to go ahead and call it that, I guess, for Mandalorian, which is going to be streaming its final episode next Wednesday, I think it is, right?
Yep.
Yep. Next Wednesday, April 19th, exclusively on Disney Plus. I guess we're setting up for doing some special sort of reactions and predictions next week, apparently, according to Alo over here, which we're definitely looking forward to that. So make sure you have your notifications set up accordingly across your platform of choice: YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Twitter. Hopefully we'll be able to put some special content together in reaction to that once that episode drops. In the meantime, thanks so much for tuning into this special little one-off content, and keep eyes peeled for announcements regarding, oh goodness, we have a lot of different content coming up. We have live streams coming up every week, basically. We got another game stream coming up on Friday, new live news headlines coming up on Sunday. We're going to do Minecraft Legends next Friday. Not this one coming, but next Friday, because the game isn't out yet. But we're really looking forward to that dropping. That might be a big deal. And yeah, so just basically make sure you're following us at Weekend Showcase, and hit us up in the comments feed on this video or any of our content, or on the contact form on our website, linktree/Weekend Showcase. That's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. If you have any suggestions for weird news topics we should cover or games we should stream. So that's pretty much it. Thanks again for joining us tonight. I'm Don. With me right now was
Alo.
There you are. See, if you appeared in our content more. Anyway. All right. Thanks, Alo, for joining us. And everybody, have a good night. We'll see you live this coming Friday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 Pacific for another brand new game stream. Good night.